I'm bigcal and welcome to my world. Today, another recent video games pickups video. Hi, I'm bigcal, welcome to my world, and welcome to another recent video games pickups video. But this is a very special one. It is the 100th pickups video ever. Yes, we are finally at number 100. It's been going on for 10 years now. 10 years of pickups videos, and we finally reached episode 100. And I've had stuff here upwards of a year. Been waiting to do this video, been getting some very special things put together. So let's check it out. And we'll start with something I got actually as a birthday present back in April. Figured I'd include it in this video, and that is a Dart Monkey plushie from Bloons TD6. One of my favourite games at the moment. I play it literally every day. There's daily things. It's a tower defence game, yeah. And they do plushies for all the Dart Monkeys in the game. And yeah, my friend got me the basically the sort of mascot, I would guess. The basic Dart Monkeys. The cheapest one is the one that people usually start with. Yeah, so pretty awesome to have the Dart Monkey one there. Okay, moving on then to not quite a game yet, an accessory. And this was one I didn't know about until I stumbled upon it about 2.5-3 months ago. And I just thought, okay, that's dirt cheap, £6, brand new, still sealed, in box. Why not give it a go? It seems rather interesting. I'd never heard of it before. And that is Walk With Me for the Nintendo DS. And what this is basically a pedometer. You get two with the box. There's a white one there, still new, and the black one that I've had on me almost every day since I got it. There have been days where you'll see footage where there's like clearly like a week or two where I didn't seem to move and I had a bad back or something like that. Yeah, so been getting into trying to do a bit more walking. I was doing really well. Not doing so good at the moment. Have to get back on that as things. Yeah, but it basically records how many steps you take in a day. So it comes obviously with the two pedometers, and then comes with one of the thickest manuals I've ever seen in my life. Obviously this is the Europe version, so it comes with tons of different languages. But then you also get the game, and that comes with instruction manuals as well. So it's like, why is the big one all together when you could have just done the individual one separate, which you already did. Yeah, it just comes with the game cartridge. So basically you put it into your Nintendo DS, or in my case the 3DS, and you just set up a profile, and then you link up the pedometer with it so it matches the time and date obviously of your DS or 3DS, and then walk around with it and it will measure your steps and how many you take and when you take them, and it'll show little graphs and charts and things showing it off. It's set automatically to 3,000 steps a day being your target. How many you should do is debatable. When I was doing my big long walks for like an hour and a half, I was averaging sort of like 9,000 with those. But when I'm just doing the basic dog walking and wandering about the house, I tend to do just over 3,000. So I usually meet the target, which is cool. Yeah, it was just a really interesting little thing that I decided to pick up because it was dirt cheap. It was interesting. I thought, hey, I'm going to be walking anyway. Might as well take this out with me and give it a try. And also, it comes with an attachment where you can clip one of the pedometers to a pet, mainly a dog, and measure them. I was going to do that, but then I thought, knowing my luck, it'll just come off in the field and I'll never be able to find the bugger again, so didn't bother. Yeah, so that is Walk With Me for the Nintendo DS. Two pedometers, nice and cheap, with the graphs and charts and things. I know people do it on the phones and everything, but I'm always really behind the times with the phones. I'm recording a video with my phone. That's about as technical as I get with it. I occasionally check emails and things. I do everything on a computer. Yeah, so Walk With Me, cool little thing, and it was nice and cheap. Another accessory then, and this one is to add to my wrestling game collection-y thingy, and that is the WWE head-to-head PS2 controller, and it's an official one, but I can't find who actually made the controller. I very, very much doubt it's Sony, for reasons you'll see in a moment, but I cannot find any information on who the manufacturer actually was. As far as I'm aware, it does not tell you on the box. Nope, places. Nope, nothing there. So I don't know. So there are two versions of this usually. There's one in the box here, which is a lot cheaper, and then there's one in the just like a plastic casing. What's it called? Vacuum pack. Yeah, there's one in that, and it tends to go for considerable amounts more, but it's literally the same controller. So yeah, so this picked it up. Box isn't in the best condition. Like I said, it shouldn't open up from the side like that. But the controller, yeah, it's a PS2 controller, a little bit dusty in there, but it feels bigger and chunkier in the hands, which for some people might be good. For me, not the best. The analog sticks are fine. The face buttons, the X button and the circle are fine. The square and the triangle are a bit squishy. The D-pad is terrible squishy cheapness. It feels more like the Master System controller. Yeah, not particularly good. They've moved the start and select buttons so they don't go over the almighty WWE logo. We cannot cover that up, God forbid. So those are in weird positions, and the triggers clicky, but not particularly good feeling. Yeah, but yeah, it's for my wrestling collection. It's just a cool little fun thing to have, and I thought it'd be a cool little thing to show off in the 100th episode. So, just going to stick that back into the box. There you go. Who knows, maybe one day I'll play a wrestling game using it. Probably not anytime soon though. Right, okay, so now technically a game with an accessory with it. So this is again for my wrestling game collection. It's a game I will likely never play because I will never own the system because it's expensive for what it is and it's absolute garbage. There is an emulator out there for it, but while the games are emulated, you don't have the accessories emulated. Not that I could find anywhere online anyway, and that is for the Hyperscan Interstellar Wrestling League. Finally on it, complete in box, still sealed, not going to open it up, pretty sure anyway, it's just a pack of cards in there, and pack of cards, game disc, and the manual. Yeah, I've seen footage of the game, looks terrible anyway, but yeah, it's there for my collection, and it also came with a booster pack, which has some cards in it, and I already have one of these. It's just nestled here between some PS2 games. Yeah, I bought one of these years ago, or maybe a year ago, I can't remember exactly how long. But yeah, so because I have two, and because this old one is in worse condition, you know what? It's the 100th episode. I'm going to open the bugger up and see what the cards are inside. So let's see whether that's the best way to open it. Okay, let's just rip and tear. There we go. Let's open it up and see what's actually inside these boxes. Ooh, wow, a lot of empty packaging there. They could have easily made the boxes considerably smaller. Yeah. Let's just throw that over there. Get these out of the plastic. There we go. Wow, they just literally come in a little plastic baggie. Nothing special at all in there. So let's open it up. Oh God. Yeah, just rip it open. Yeah, so we have these little cards then that you would scan in. So the first one we have is, it's a move, and it is the Mercury Quantum Dow. Okay, hop to it. Your jump gets an immediate power boost. Okay, so it's just a boost to your jumping. That's it there. Hopefully you can see. If not, I will take some pictures to show. Okay, so that's very weird. Then we have, okay, Atlas Quantum Duo, whatever the fuck that word is. Have courage, you're fortified. You're fortified gets an immediate boost. You're fortified gets an immediate boost. That just doesn't sound like proper English to me, but yeah, what do I know? Let's see, what else do we have? It's a wrestling game, and this card is Roid Rager. Asteroids shoot out of your... and then there's a burning ring of fire. Quality game this is. Okay, ooh, metal folding chair launcher. Fire a metal folding chair at your opponent. There's a bunch of folding chairs being fired out of a cannon. Yeah, so far, if we were to try and play this game, we don't have a wrestler. Ooh, here we go. Shiver me stars and hoist the warp drive. Growler the pirate will have his opponent walking the plank before he can say "Arr." So his heel, his signature move is the Arkido, and that's his fighting style. So he's the Arkido, and his signature move is the plank. Yeah, that looks terrible. But at least we have a wrestler now. And lastly, ooh, another wrestler, the Mad Protoplasm. Ultimate card makes him more powerful. Except with oh, okay, so this is an ultimate card. Okay, what's that? Okay, that's a character card. Yeah, so this is an ultimate card. So do you still need the character card and then use this ultra card to make the character card more powerful? Because everything else is set up like a character card, but it says ultimate on it instead of character. So I have absolutely no idea whatsoever. But yeah, okay, so we finally opened up and saw what those actually are inside there. And I shall never ever have the opportunity to use them, most likely. Okay, moving on now to some proper bloody games. This one has been on my want list for many, many years. Had to import it from America because it never came here to Europe, because fuck us. It is a Nintendo Wii game. It is a sequel to one of my favourite Nintendo Wii games, and that is Excitebots Trick Racing. So this is mostly the same from Excite Truck, but with more gimmicks in it to earn stars during a race. The biggest one being the bars that you swing from, which honestly just make the game less fun than Excite Truck. There's plenty of other things, like there's bowling now where you launch yourself into a bunch of skittles and get 5 stars if you get them all. Lots of other things like that. There are different ways that the bars are used as well, but they're never any fun. So yeah, for me personally, it's just not on the same level as the previous game. Still a lot of fun to be had with this one, but yeah, it's not as good as Excite Truck. They threw in far too many of the spinning bar gimmicks into each level. Some of them are optional, where you just have to do them if you want to earn more stars, but some of them are compulsory. You must do them in order to get to the next section of the level. Yeah, so I don't really like that part of it, but for the most part, it is a fun game. It's still not Excite Truck. That is still one of the best racing games on the Nintendo Wii. But I'm glad to finally own that one, add it to the collection. So, another game that was on my want list for the PS1 at this time. Almost completed my collection. I still have one game from the series to go. But I finally picked up Twisted Metal 4. So this was the second to last one I need. I still need to own the original Twisted Metal game. But anyway, this one never got a release in the UK. It has some incredibly weird characters, and unfortunately the gameplay has somehow managed to get even worse from Twisted Metal 3. It isn't a good game whatsoever, unfortunately. It is a bad Twisted Metal game. But I got it for a good price, especially because it's import only, never came out here in Europe, and I wanted it for my Twisted Metal collection. Like I said, I only need the first game now to complete the Twisted Metal collection. Hopefully I'll get that one day for a good price, but unfortunately it does go for more than Twisted Metal 3 and 4 combined usually. So yeah, I've been putting it off getting it for many years because Twisted Metal 1 just wasn't as good as Twisted Metal 2, so I just thought I'll get it some other time. But of course now it's creeped up in price, and now it's like, I actually want it to finish off my collection, it's the only one I need, and now it's too bloody expensive. Oh well, Twisted Metal 4. Then another PS1 game, wasn't actually on my want list or anything, but it is a game that I've been after for some time. I never played it when it first came out. I wasn't really aware of it. I can't really say I was aware of it during the old PS1 days at all. But I first really played it and got into it when the PS1 Mini was released. You know, the little mini system that had 20 games in it, cost a fortune at release, and then like a month later went down to £15. And everyone picked them up during the Black Friday sales, including me. And yeah, it was just a weird selection of games, a weird PAL versions for some of them, NTSC for other versions. It was really weird. Couldn't use a DualShock controller, even though some of the games supported it and kind of needed it. But yeah, it was a weird, fucked up thing. But one of the games on there that I really enjoyed that I've not played before, finally own it here, Jumping Flash. This is a very early PS1 game, and it is sort of the first 3D platformer with a Guinness World Record to prove it. Although there are games that came out prior to this that are platformers and were in 3D, but for some reason don't get recognised. I don't understand it. Anyway, I never played it back in the day, first experienced it on the Mini PS1 Classic, as I already mentioned, and I really enjoyed it. So yeah, when I saw this for £40, which is still a very good price, I absolutely had to grab it. So it is a first-person 3D platform game where you also have to do lots of shooting and jumping, and you need to collect jetpacks within a time limit and then find the exit. There are lots of other pickups you can get, enemies to kill, bonus lands and worlds that you can go into, and yeah, it's just a very fun game. So very happy to get it for the price that I did. I remember a few years ago seeing this at more like the £70–80 range, so it's definitely come down in price. I don't think the PS1 Classic had anything to do with it, unfortunately. But yeah, it has gone down in price. Very happy to own it. Yeah, it's one of the early PS1 games. So early, in fact, it is number 3 in the European collection here. So if you were to number them, based on, if you were to put them all together based on when they were released, yeah, this will be the 3rd European PlayStation game release, it seems. So pretty cool to have that one. And I would like to get the sequel as well. I've never played that one, but that one is still more expensive. So hopefully, maybe one day that'll go down in price as well. Next is a game that I was very happy to have in the 100th episode, but then was very disappointed when it arrived and everything came out about it. Yeah, so I've already showed off the Switch version of this in a previous video, and this is the NES version of it. Yes, because they did a proper 8-bit NES release, and that is Rugrats Adventures in Gameland. This was through Limited Run, and what was it, Mixed Games or something, I think, did the cartridge for it. And unfortunately, it came out after the fact that the cartridge it could get damaged when you play it. There's something to do with some of the circuitry or whatever, the components were done wrong, and it could. I don't think it could damage your console from playing it, but it could damage the cartridge and stop it working entirely. So I played it when I first got it to record footage just to show off, and then I found out about that. It's like, nope, I'm not playing that. Limited Run are supposed to be sending out a free updated cartridge at some point. They've been silent about it for basically since they first announced it earlier this year. I got in touch with them. They never responded. I got in touch with them again. They still never responded. Got in touch with them a 3rd time. Still nothing. Got in touch with them a 4th time. Finally got a reply saying they are currently in production and they don't know when they'll be sent out to people. So in production, I have no idea what part of the process that could mean to Limited Run, because who the hell knows? I don't think they know what they're doing half the time. But yeah, it is a shame because I do want to play the 8-bit version before I jump into the playthrough of the HD version on the Switch. Yeah, so yeah, it looks nice. The cartridge looks great. It is an 8-bit game. We go around as one of the babies, going through the Rugrats house, and the main story, I believe, is that there's a new Reptar game coming out. So the babies are going around trying to hunt for money, as babies do, and their imagination takes over. So that's where all the level designs come from. And of course, Angelica wants the money for herself, so she's the big villain. And yeah, lots of boss fights and things. And it seems pretty cool, looks pretty cool. The fact this on an 8-bit cartridge is awesome. Yeah, we need it to actually be working properly and not one that's going to potentially damage the console. Don't think that's the case, but it could maybe, but definitely damage the cartridge and stop it from working. So yeah. Limited run, keep having issues with retro stuff. They outsource it to people and just don't seem to give a fuck what the quality's like. So yeah, but yeah, it's in a nice package and everything. So I'm just going to wait now for the replacement cartridge. Who knows how long that'll be? Probably another bloody year, and eventually I'll get round to playing it. So that'll be fun, won't it? And now for the final set of games, and then we have some stuff after that, which I'm very excited to show off. So firstly, we have the Japanese Legend of Heroes Trails of Cold Steel game for the PlayStation Vita. This is the big box version. Nothing particularly special about the big box version, really. Just obviously it comes in the box. Come on, get out of the packaging. You get the game. Japanese for the Vita there. Don't own a Vita, probably never will. It's in Japanese anyway, can't play it, but it's for my Trails collection. And then it comes with the audio CD, which I actually already own, didn't realise that it's the audio drama CD that sort of fills in some gaps between certain parts of the story. Do I own this one? No, don't I own the Crossbell Arc one, don't I? Yeah, this is this one's for Cold Steel. Ooh, that's even better actually. Now that I realise that I don't think I actually own this one. That's awesome. I learned something new today. Yay! Yeah, so that's just really cool. Got this dirt cheap, and I got it from Vinted, which I've gotten a few things from. Nothing there for this video yet. There's some stuff coming up, including obviously this. Yeah, I've got some pretty good bargains off Vinted because it seems more niche, and that's just not going back in there properly now, is it? Shut the front door. Yeah, so Vinted, it's not the best place for games because their search thing is weird. They only show 10 pages of results if you're searching for a particular console, so you have to actually specifically search for something to get results. But I found some rather unique stuff there that doesn't show up on eBay, and like I said, a lot of this is very niche stuff, so not a lot of the people are looking for it anyway, so I was able to get it and get it for dirt cheap, including Trails of Cold Steel 3, the Japanese version for the PlayStation 4. And yeah, this is the special edition, comes in this nice box. And what this comes with, obviously, is the game, as you would expect. Then it also comes with this lovely full-colour art book, obviously in Japanese for the writing. Can't see, but there's just a page open there. Yeah, so really, really nice stuff. Always like the art books that come in with these games. You also get the mini audio CD. It's mini just because there were only 6 tracks on it, unfortunately. Yeah, it's just nice to own. Really nice CD design there, and it even comes in the little envelope here. There's the code for the download version in there as well. And then lastly, it comes with these little key rings of the new Class 7, which is pretty cool. Not all of the new Class 7, but just sort of the main ones that start it for a while. If you haven't played the games, there are some other characters that come into it later. So you got Reed, obviously you got Altina, you got Kurt, and you have Yuna. So very, very nice to have. And everything is just in perfect condition. Those haven't even been opened by the looks of things. Always seems to be a case when I get the Japanese stuff, they're always in such good condition. even when I get them from UK sellers. Very, very weird. That's upside down. Come on, everything in there. There we go. Come on. Lovely. Yeah, so that's really, really cool to own. But it gets even better as I got the collector's edition from Japan as well. Also, remember I got these on Vinted, so from UK sellers, dirt bloody cheap. I got the Trails of Cold Steel 4 PS4 edition. This is a beast. So it comes with the little cardboard sleeve. These are very popular in Japan for games, especially I've got like Sega Saturn games and things like that. They always have these around them. Yeah, so this is a nice thick box. Open it up. So yeah, we've got the nice design there on the box opened up, and then inside the nice deluxe edition. So we start off with a letter, and in here is a letter that Altina has written to her sister. It's just really, really nice. Done. Nice watercolory style image there for her sister. Yeah, 2 pages there, and I should have pictures on the screen. I just used the Google Lens translation thing to just take a picture of it translated so you can read it. So that's very cool, very nice to have. And obviously it comes with the game in Japanese. Obviously I can't play it because I don't know Japanese. But then the big selling point of this, certainly for the people of Japanese, kind of useless to me, but still really, really cool to have. So this is obviously Cold Steel 4. But what if you haven't played the other Cold Steel games? Well, you kind of daft for playing the fourth one in the series without, but maybe you've forgotten a bit of the other games and you just want to do a bit of a catch-up. That's where these big bloody books come in. And these are supposed to be confidential synopsis of the Cold Steel 1, 2 and 3 games, but yeah, they are bloody huge. There are no pictures or anything in here. It is all just text. Walls and walls of text going over everything that happens in the games. Cold Steel 1 there, pretty thick. Cold Steel 2, considerably thinner. Like half the size. And this does have some images in to take up some room, so I'm really sure. I don't remember Cold Steel 2 being, a short, nothing game. There's a lot going on in there. And then Cold Steel 3 is bloody huge. A lot happens in that game for sure. And yeah, they're all just the same, just going over what happens. I've done some bits of translation there, but some of it wasn't the best, so I didn't bother taking pictures. Yeah, they got nice little artwork bits on the covers there. Really like those. If we got these in English, that would have been amazing. But I suppose I understand that a hell of a lot of translation work would have had to have gone into it. And yeah, would it really have been appreciated that much outside of Japan? I don't know. But yeah, it's really cool to own those. And like I said, I got all of the Trails of Cold Steel deluxe editions or whatever for so bloody cheap. All on Vinted. So now everyone watching this video is going to go on Vinted and get all the trail stuff from me, because they'll get in and order it before me. Don't do that. In fact, I'm not even going to say Vinted anymore in the video, and when I go and edit it, I'm just going to bleep it out. So every time I say Vinted, it's going to go beep, and you're not going to know what website I'm talking about. Ha! Screw you. They're all mine. I will get the games first. Yeah, so okay, there we go. So yeah, been holding on to those for about a year. Very, very happy with those. They're just so awesome. Really cool to add to my Trails collection. Put that back. And then lastly, I have 2 really, really cool things. Some notes there, get rid of those. I have 2 consoles to show off. Yeah, so we'll go with the this one first. It's a PlayStation 1. Yeah, so it isn't just an ordinary PlayStation 1 because I already have one of those. I have my original going back to Christmas 1997, which was chipped, so it plays multi-region, and I even changed the CD lens in it, so it plays games perfectly still. And yeah, it's really, really cool, but I wanted a slightly better solution. So I bought this one pre-modded online, and what it has is, if you can see it in there, the X Station. The X Station is an ODE, an optical drive emulator. So it isn't like a normal emulator we get in your PC where it emulates the software. This emulates the hardware of the disk drive. And then you just put all of your games onto an SD card, well, micro SD card, but there's an adapter so you can bring it up to the front here, which is very nicely done. Yeah, so it's micro SD card in the SD adapter in there. Stick all of your games on, and yeah, you have your entire library of PlayStation 1 games on an SD card to play straight from the system without having to worry about discs being scratched or damaged or lost and missing and things like that. Now, me, I just have the games that I actually own on here. That's just me. I have no problem with anyone loading up an SD card with every bloody game that they want. Feel free to do that. I will put some games on here that I don't own at some point when I want to try them out. So I'll see a game sometimes, ooh, that looks interesting, but it's a little bit pricey, you know. Do I really want to own it? So I'll download it and I'll test it out, and if it's good, I'll buy the game. If not, no harm done. Yeah, so got this X Station, and it's also one of the old audiophile ones as well. I'll probably never make use of the audio adapters at the back there, but after looking into it, there are so many different revisions of the hardware, the motherboard and things in the PlayStation. So a lot of the audiophile ones have an older chipset, which is bad. This one has the late chipset in here, which is a lot better. So it's like, okay, yeah, I've done some research, looks good, because there were some issues with the graphics on some, with banding and things like that, colour banding. So like you look at a plain wall, it might be blue, but you'll get colour banding where you have different shades in blocks of the blue. Thankfully, like I said, I looked into it first and saw that this was a later model for the audiophile systems, which doesn't have the colour banding. Everything's perfectly fine, it runs all great, and yeah, it's just awesome. You load up everything that you need on the SD card, you've got menus where you can go into it, just start up your games if you want. And yeah, it is all absolutely fantastic. Combine it with a high quality SCART cable I have and the RetroTink 5X, and it looks fantastic. It really, really does. One of the games I actually tested out was Jumping Flash, because I was interested to see it compared to the Jumping Flash version on the PlayStation Classic, which obviously outputs via HDMI. Yeah, my version looks considerably better. And yeah, that's if I was playing it off disc or not. It's just the way that I'm outputting it with the SCART cable and the RetroTink 5X. So yeah, it's really cool. So I can get all my PS1 games now. They're all on that SD card. I only have a 256GB in there. And that has all the games that I own, or a bunch of demo discs I own. I own like 60 of the buggers. So all of those on there, and I still have plenty of room now for games that I will buy in the future. And I have almost 200 now, so yeah. Awesome X Station PS1. It also came with the, what's it called? Basically the thing that when you switch from, because you can do region switching obviously, so you can play the NTSC version of games in 60 frames rather than 50, and there's a special thing in there that helps convert the timing speed and everything so that they will play properly. Because if you don't have one of those and you try to play the NTSC on the PAL version, it won't run the proper speed. Yeah, all that's there is sorted. Yeah, really, really cool. Also has in-game reset, so I can either restart the game without pressing the reset button or go back to the X Station menu. All really, really cool stuff. And then lastly, I bought an SAV. An AVS. This is a HDMI FPGA Nintendo console. And here it is. So obviously it's got a bit of a design style similar to the old NES, as people like to call it, the NES as I call it. Yep, opens up there. Oh, I've got Super Mario Bros. Duck Hunting there. Yep, so yeah, the NES is the one system that I have where it outputs the worst quality of any system I have. Because with other consoles, better cables are available, outputting higher quality, even through the 5X, obviously. But a bog standard NES only outputs composite, and it's shit. If you want to output better, there are HDMI mods out there, there's RGB mods out there, but being in the UK, very rare you can get hold of those for starters, just the kits, and then if you need someone to install it, which I would, there aren't that many people doing it, and it would be incredibly pricey to try and get a console pre-modded as well. So I was after one of these, and I just thought, you know what, I'm going to get one for the 100th episode. So what I did is I went on the official website. They were $220, and with shipping and everything to the UK, it was going to cost me, with everything translated to British pounds, it was going to cost me £205 in total. I'm okay with that. But you can only check out using a debit card or a credit card. I own a debit card. You couldn't use PayPal, so I couldn't do the paying 3 thing. I don't own a credit card, so I couldn't put it on credit and pay it off later. I would have had to pay it in full. So I thought, okay, I'll wait an extra month till I've got all the money together. Great. And then what happened? The Orange Man decided to stop the de minimis or whatever tariff thing. So anything under £800 wouldn't be subject to import fees and things like that or whatever. But that's all gone now, so absolutely everything coming from America to the UK will be subject to some sort of new import fee, except there's no real documentation, so I don't know what it would actually be. And on top of that, the price went up another $20. So it was going to cost me even more, plus whatever fees I'd end up getting stuck with when it gets into the UK. Who knows? And I just thought, okay, fine, I'll wait. I waited, and about a week later, Doorway to Darkness, a retro game shop fairly near to me. I've been a number of times, and I've done pickups videos dedicated to stuff I bought from them. They had it for £180. So yeah, it was cheaper. The only thing is, it doesn't come with the controller that's supposed to come with it. I genuinely don't know what the controller actually looks like. I don't really care, because when I was originally going to buy it from the official website, I thought, I'm going to get a new controller, so I got the 8-bit door one. The N30, the 2.4G one. Yeah, so basically only has the wireless adapter for the NES console, can't plug it into anything else. But yeah, so I bought that first, and then it's like, oh, I'm not going to get an AVS now, so I'll just use this on the original console. And then, a week later, it showed up. Finally got it. I was so happy. Yeah, so outputs obviously via HDMI. It's powered simply by a USB mini cable, I think it is. The mini or the micro, I always get mixed up with which is which. And it also has the adapter at the back, so for Famicom plugins and things like that. Pretty cool. Yeah, so cartridges, insert like you normally would in a NES. You don't have to press them down or anything. And then it also has the Famicom cartridge port there. So that's very nice to not need to use an adapter. And of course it has slots for 4 controllers built in, so you don't need the 4-score adapter. That's already in here. And yeah, you load it up, you got an options menu and things like that. You can change obviously the region from NTSC to PAL. There are different colour palettes in there which you can use to make the games look slightly different, depending on your preference. I just kind of stuck with the basic one. And yeah, outputs in 720p via HDMI, and it looks glorious. It really, really does. But, so the first game I tried was Kung Fu, one of my favourite NES games. I'll have footage on screen here. Looks amazing, plays fantastic. I really, really love it. And yeah, it plays perfectly fine. I got up to like the 4th floor. I lost to the boss on the 4th floor. It's like, okay, I was only really testing it out. That was only about 6 minutes of gameplay. It's not a long game. It's like, okay, I'll turn that off and I'll try the next game, which was Super Mario Bros. Started up the first level. hit the first box, it restarted and sent me back to the AVS menu. Very weird. Okay, I'll try that again. Still the same thing. I'll give the cartridge a quick clean. Still the same thing. Weird. I'll try a different game. Same thing. Barely get into one of the games. Restarts and boots back to the AVS menu. Shit, it's not bloody working. It's not working. I'm going to have to send this bloody back. I'm going to have to get my money back. I'm not going to have an AVS anymore. I really wanted one. Boo bloody who. So, yeah, someone just suggested to get the latest firmware and update it. Now, the latest firmware was already installed on it, but I just reinstalled it, and thank bloody Christ, everything worked perfectly, so thank God for that. All the games just look amazing on it, sound fantastic. I have absolutely no issues whatsoever with it. It looks wonderful. It is the best way to play the NES games, according to a lot of people, even over the analog consoles that they did, which obviously you can't get anymore. Yeah, so I'm very, very, very happy with that. And that is my last major pickup to show off for episode 100. Whew. So, a lot of really cool stuff for me. Some very pricey things. The two consoles were pricey. The games individually were very cheap for what they are. Combined, yeah, pretty decent amount. Probably looking at probably over £500 worth of stuff that I've picked up over a year for this video specifically. So, I'm Big Cal. Thanks for watching. Let me know down in the comments below what you thought of my pickups for episode 100, and I'll see you again for episode 101, which will be a Dragon Quest themed special, as of course the background here is already set up for recording the Dragon Quest Tober videos. So Dragon Quest Tober is coming up in less than a week now, I believe, when this video will be out. I think that's when it'll be, less than a week probably. Yeah, I still got one more video to come out at the end of the month, the Wheel of Games video, and then it's all Dragon Quest Tober.